So I'm here nerding about stuff because talking about nerd stuff is a therapy for me. I am I have autism. I have ADHD. Um, I have an MD, a PhD. I grew up in a narcissistic family. They wanted me to become the top of the top of the toppest, and kind of fucked me up. So I started this channel because my husband doesn't deserve all the drama. Maybe somebody else can share. I'm here nerding about the pyramids. The pyramids were obviously warehouses, obviously. And look at this European version of the solid construction. No, dude, the pyramids were not solid constructions. The pyramids were built. Look here. They're the Great Pyramid. Only the Great Pyramid took 1,000 years to build. 1,000 years. How is this a solid construction? It keeps changing. Okay, the one thing that the Europeans don't understand is that the lands in Egypt, they change. Egypt used to be flood. Flood comes, takes everything, takes over everything. It brings organic matter. A lot of food grows, and then nothing for 10 years. This used to be Egypt. Right now is a desert, but 2,000, 3,000 years ago, it was a jungle. It was a very fertile land with a few years of high fertility followed by years of nothing. So the only way people in Egypt could survive was through complex warehouse system that could store food for years. These people would die without a good warehouse system. The idea, like the whole idea that the pyramids were not warehouses, the pyramids were tombs, the whole idea that people 1,000, 2,000 years ago would gather in an area, carry heavy stones for millennials to build tombs is outrageous. Like these people, the whole idea is based on Europeans thinking our ancestors were idiots. You would believe this, that the pyramids were tombs, only if you believe that our ancestors were idiots. They believe that thousands of people were gathered here, wasted God knows how much energy to move these stones to build a tomb for one person, is solely based on Europeans thinking our ancestors were idiots. The only reason they would do such thing is if their vitality depended on it, if their lives depended on it. These were warehouse systems. Look, solid constructions. No, these were not solid constructions. They kept changing. It took them 1,000 years to make the pyramid. What does this mean? It means that for 1,000 years it was changing. It was not solid. The top layer was used to store. The bottom layers was used to protect it against floods. Jesus, these are flood areas. What does flood bring? Flood brings more land. If you know anything about dams, you know that dams need to change. Why? Because flood brings land. So dams have to go up every, depending on the river, every 1,000 years, the dams have to go up because flood brings land with it, flood brings sand with it, and it builds around it. So the pyramid had to grow every year to compensate for the flood that would bring more and more sand. The warehouse was on top. Every year that flood brought more sand, they would go one layer higher. Jesus.